What's up YouTube, Gallivanter Gaming here. This is the first episode of our Ghost Recon series where we'll be covering the intro missions up to reaching Era 1. So the game starts off with Jay Skell talking about his company Skelltech on the island of Aurora and how his company Skelltech build the tools to lead the planet into the future. But mysteriously the USS Say, a cargo ship near Aurora, sinks. Unable to establish comms, the CIA launch Operation Greenstone, and as the leader of a Spec Ops team of 32 ghosts, it's your objective to restore communications. On approaching the island, a swarm of drones are taking down the birds. You watch this as you hang upside down from a tree.
What?
So after he falls out the tree, he equips himself with a handgun from a fallen ghost that's next to him, and then this is where the mission starts. So straight away you can see that your character's injured. All you have to do here is press L1 to heal yourself. So whilst he's healing himself, the missions pop up, and it is the Siren's Call and the Sacred Land. And basically the mission requires you to investigate the 3 crash sites. As you can see, there's a crash site dead up ahead. So basically what I'm going to do now, I'm going to push left to the building where you can see the red light, which I'm assuming is a flare. So on approaching the building, as you can see, we're playing this on extreme mode, so we can't see if there are any areas in the area. The only time you can see enemy on the map is when you've physically seen them and you've marked them, and then they'll come up as white little triangles on the map. So as you can see, I'm being a bit overly cautious here. There are no enemy in here, just a syringe to collect. So as the game progresses, the best way to figure out if there's enemy in the area is look on the map, and if there's the symbol for like a motorbike or any type of vehicle, usually there's somebody around there. You'll normally hear voices talking as well. That's the other way that you can know if there's enemy in the area. So as you push right, you hear an explosion, and straight away, as I said earlier, you'll hear the voices. What I like to do is mark them, and as you can see, there they are on the map. Now they'll stay on the map and you'll be able to track their movements. So it seems as they haven't seen me, taking my time. Nice little headshot. Still not seeing me, another headshot.
Please tell me you're making some progress with this. Troops will be back before you're done. I am tired of you bugging me. Let me work.
So after I heard the voices, climbed on top of the building. As you can see, there's a vehicle just behind the building, but you can't see if there's any enemy or civilians about. So after collecting the ammo from the bunker, I've moved round the back where I heard the voices, which is where the overturned car is.
I wonder when the soldiers are coming back. How are you
So
doing
there's
with
some
that?
intel to gather from here,
hurry,
and it's a
soldier's
weapon
time.
objective
I'll
for
finish
a
when I finish.
UMP.
For goodness sake!
So after clearing this area, I'm going to push over to the other side and check out the bunker across.
I saw a chopper crash like this once in Iraq. Nobody walked away.
Who the hell is that?
Spec Ops hotshots my ass. These guys were too easy to kill. Oh, man. If they survive that crash, they definitely won't survive this shithole. What type of machines do they build here? They must be huge.
So if you time this right, you can get 2 headshots off without any disturbance. So after taking out the 2 enemy, going to push up towards the crash site again. On the left hand side there is another bunker. There is no enemy in here, just some ammo to collect and some frag grenades. On approaching the crash site there'll be a crate. To open this, hold circle and we get the assault rifle Tavor. So the way you equip weapons is you go to loadout, select the empty slot. You've only got the 1 weapon, so you can only select the 1 weapon, select the assault rifle, and then you can actually modify it by pressing square, going through the different parts of the weapon. Your weapon also can be upgraded by using weapon parts. These are gained by dismantling weapons that you collect. So on approaching the crash site, you find one of your soldiers on the ground.
Shit. My soldiers. No way to go.
After investigating the body to find out that he's dead, you'll see that one of the crash sites have been investigated, which will now move on to the second crash site. So as you can see in this area, there's only the 2 enemy. Don't do what I do and fire 2 shots off by mistakenly pressing the shoot button instead of the aim button to mark them.
I think maybe we should be 100% sure before making any blanket statements like that, huh? Even one of those guys
So once you've taken out these enemy, you can push down, collect the scale credits and collect the headwear which is in the crate. Now again, to apply clothing, you just go into loadout, into headwear, and select the cap. So now we're going to push down to the other end of the hangar. Now another little trick which I like to do is try and get the first with a headshot, and then the second enemy just lay rounds into him. So what I like to do when approaching an enemy from round an obstacle is actually aim at the enemy as you move round the obstacle. Again, headshot onto the second target, pop a couple of rounds in, enemy down. Whilst in the area, don't forget to collect your loot from the crate in the hangar. On approaching the second crash site, there's a cutscene. So the cutscene consists of Weaver and his team getting taken out by the wolves. And this is the first time Cole Walker makes an appearance, and he kills Weaver.
Walker. Shall we, Weaver? Walker. What the hell are you doing?
So after the cutscene, you'll see the helicopter take off, and to the southeast is surrounded by wolves. Luckily, the third crash site is to the west, so no need to approach the wolves. So straight away, as you turn to the third crash site, you'll see 4 enemy, 2 teams of 2 patrolling the area. So I've pushed down the hill into cover. Wait for them to turn their backs. Again, headshot, body shots. This is where I collected my first skill point. So I've decided to go for the sharpshooter class. In later videos we'll go through the equipment that the sharpshooter has. So after taking out the second team of 2, a patrol of 5 come across this area, travelling southeast to northwest. So what I did here is allow the enemy to carry on their patrol to the northwest, and decided to flank left and just completely avoid them and push on through to the crash site. So on approaching the third crash site, you'll see that there's a group of enemy in the distance, and also a crate. So in the crate was DMR, a designated marksman rifle, which then fades to a cutscene.
Mayday. Mayday.
So Nomad sends out a distress
Does
signal,
anyone read?
and a lady called Maria Schultz answers.
Who is this?
A friend.
And basically she's gathered the radio from one of the fallen ghosts, Holt. Basically Maria tells her that Holt's getting medical treatment and that he should follow the trail straight ahead up through to Erewhon.
Follow the trail behind the ancient ruins. Your destination is in the mountains between two waterfalls.
Understood. Ghost lead out.
So as you can see, mission complete. New mission comes up and it's to reach the surviving ghosts, Holt, and possible others up at Erewhon. So on the track on the way to Erewhon, there are multiple points along the way where there's enemy situated. It's a good idea to stop, take the enemy out, as in some of these areas there's crates with scout credits and weapons and clothing. So as you can see in the mission description, the trail leading to the Twin Falls Mountain starts behind the ancient ruins. So as you can see, we pass the Twin Falls, and all you do is push up the hill, round to the right, and you'll arrive at Erewhon. So once you pass through, you stop by two guards. You explain to them that you've been invited. They give you a brief description of what Erewhon is. They call it the cave.
You can always.
So once you've walked up the path, you come to this big open cave, which is called Erewhon. So once you've entered Erewhon, you reach the other surviving ghosts, and they give you a quick sit rep on their state of ammo and food and supplies.
Are you boys alright or what?
This is also when you meet Mads, who's a retired US Marine who was stationed on Aurora in the mid-90s and decided to start his own community. Mads is the homesteader founder.
The one in charge here?
You also meet Mads' wife, Maria. She's a hunter, mechanic and nurse. She's also the quartermaster in Erewhon. Mads explains about the military takeover. Maria talks about how Skeltech are producing more weapons. Once she finishes explaining that, she says to go see Holt and to go back and see her so you can have a tour of the place.
Next thing we know, our choppers were taken down.
So when you reach Holt, you explain what happened to Weaver and how you still can't find Midas. You talk about a plan about getting a boat over to the USS Wasp to bring reinforcements, but you need Mads' help.
Who's left? Who made it?
After talking to Holt, this is where you get your bino, your drone and your water bottle, and this is when the No Way Out mission is unlocked. After speaking to Holt, head back to Mads over at the war room and you talk about Cole Walker. Mads explains how he was the military advisor for Skeltech.
Holding up. Thanks for looking after him. You heard anything about a Lieutenant Colonel Walker?
It fades to a cutscene where Cole Walker's saving Nomad in the Middle East.
Get them protection on the
You then
bus.
carry on talking about getting off the island.
Absolutely.
He tells you where the boats are under the condition that you get some of the
All right.
homesteaders off the island.
I'll tell you where the boats are.
Once you finish talking to Mads, this is where you're going to leave Era 1 and start the missions out in the open world. But before leaving Era 1, I suggest you go over to the shop where Maria is.
You ready for your personal tour of Erewhon?
Just don't forget to swing by the gift shop.
Never.
Bang, bang!
Now, the naval station closed down years
She
ago.
explains that you can buy weapons and attachments from the shop.
You and your troops can bivouac over there. If you really get to feel froggy, you can talk to Sergeant Rowan Brown. He used to be Kiwi SAS. There's a Celtic engineer, Jericho, hanging around. She's worried about something big on another island. You might need to bring some friends with you on that picnic.
So before leaving Era 1, I suggest you go over to the bivouac. And this is where you can do preparations. Which you can eat, hydrate, do a tech review, weapons review. You can also go on to your tactics. This is where further on in the game where you unlock different classes, you can select which class you want to be. You can craft items such as syringes, C4 charges, and you've also got your garage where you can select your weapon and the vehicle will spawn just outside of Era 1. There's also a shop where you can purchase more weapons, attachments, clothes, vehicles, knives, and your scale credits are highlighted in the top right hand corner. And when you leave camp, you can choose what time you wish to leave camp. So guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments below. All feedback is greatly appreciated, good or bad, as we want to provide you with the best videos we can. Also, make sure to follow Gallivanter Geekery on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description below for all things gaming, comics, 80s, board games, collectibles, movie and TV. We're just starting out guys, so we are grateful for any support. Until next time, Gallivanter Squad out.